everybody, it's Lori here with Happy Healthy Whole again today. I'm doing the video today for my keto video on Friday on intermittent fasting. So I'm going to try and make this a short and sweet video just to give you some basics on intermittent fasting, what it is, how to do it, and if it will benefit you on your healthy journey or not. Whether you're doing keto or not, you can intermittent fast, so it's up to you on whether you choose to intermittent fast or not. Forgive me, I'm sitting outside, and through my window periodically here you can see my dog pop up, so just please ignore her. She's wanting out bad with me. But okay, so today, intermittent fasting. Let me explain here real quick what intermittent fasting is. For those in the keto world, you'll see IF a lot on things that you see online, and when you're looking up information you might see IF, which is just short for intermittent fasting. What intermittent fasting is just a period, and again, I'm a hand talker, I'm sorry, it's just a period of time where you will specifically go for a certain amount of hours without eating. It's nothing new. People have been doing it for years and years. It's really gained popularity lately with the whole ketogenic lifestyle, because a lot of people that do the keto lifestyle, they are doing intermittent fasting and getting great benefits from it. So it has gotten a lot of familiarity lately, and a lot of airtime, so to speak, on videos online for intermittent fasting and keto. But it just is a certain amount of time that you don't eat, and then a specific window of time that you do eat. General rule of thumb for intermittent fasting and for people that do it on a regular basis is usually they will do about 16 hours, and that's kind of a minimum 16 hours of fasting, and then they'll eat those other 8 hours, 16, yeah, I think that's right. Anyway, I have to do the math in my head quickly, but anyway, so they'll fast for 16 hours and then eat their meals during those other hours. A lot of people that have done intermittent fasting before, or that are used to going without, they see the benefits of a longer period of intermittent fasting. There are specific reasons for doing a certain amount of time, whether it's a shorter time of like 16 hours of fasting, or you go longer up to 24 to 48 hours of fasting. I'll get into some of the benefits, but for our purposes and what we're wanting to achieve, just the basic 16-hour fasting is going to be enough. And then as you get going on it, you may want to do longer. But anyway, so the physical benefits of intermittent fasting. Fat loss is the biggest one. If you can go at least 16 hours without eating, you're going to start burning fat faster. Your body is going to start using, when you hit about that 16-hour mark, your body is going to start using the fats that it had stored to burn for fuel, because you've gone without putting more fuel in your body for so long. So fat loss is the number one benefit of at least 16 hours. When you do 16 hours and you start burning fat, you're still maintaining your muscle mass. You're not losing any muscle mass in that, so it's completely fine to intermittent fast for 16 hours. You're going to keep your muscle tone, your muscle density, all of that is going to be fine. Your body is just going to, at about that 16-hour mark, it's going to start tapping into your fat stores, your fat reserves, and start burning those for fuel even more than when you're just doing a ketogenic lifestyle. Also, if you do intermittent fasting for at least the 16 hours, you're going to get physical benefits of your skin, your hair, your nails, all going to grow better, are all going to be, they're going to glow more. Your skin's going to have a better glow, a better feel, a better look to it. Your hair, a better shine, grow quicker. Your nails are going to grow stronger and quicker. There's a lot of science behind that, but to keep this video short, just know it's going to improve your skin, your hair, your nails. You're going to have a lot better fat loss, but you're going to still keep your muscle tone and your muscle density, so you're not going to lose any muscle there. Mental benefits of being on the doing intermittent fasting. I'm getting all my stuff confused today. And I need these mental benefits. Maybe I need to fast in the next couple days. Anyway, intermittent fasting mental benefits are your brain is going to be hyper focused while you're fasting. The 16-hour window of fasting is going to help with your fat loss and your physical appearance. If you go longer than the 16 hours, it's going to start benefiting your mental capacities. It's going to start benefiting your mental focus and clarity the longer amounts. If you can go 18 to 20 hours of fasting, you're going to start seeing some big benefits in your mental clarity. When you go longer, when you get into the 24 to 48 hours, you're going to get even more benefits in your mental clarity, just because there's a lot of science behind that too. But the longer you go without eating, you're going to get into what they call autophagy, and that's where like your cells, the new cells start eating the old cells in your body, and it regenerates, and that causes a lot of benefits, a lot of great benefits. You can look up when you get a chance what autophagy is, but you're going to get a lot of cell regeneration in that. Sorry, I'm kind of holding my phone a little crooked there. Anyway, so that's where some of your skin glow comes in. You're going to live longer. The more autophagy that goes on in your body, the more often and the longer periods of time, the longer lifespan you have, because your new cells are essentially eating the old cells and getting rid of those, which can harm you if they stay in your system for long periods of time and can cause you to age quicker. So if you're getting rid of those old dead cells, replacing them with new cells quicker, you're going to live longer. It's also going to improve a lot of different kinds of organ functions in your body. So the longer you can go fasting on a regular basis, the more your organ function is going to improve for a lot of different organs in your body. So there are a lot of benefits to intermittent fasting. A lot of people are going to say, excuse my hair, a lot of people are going to say, how often should we do it? And how often is safe to do it? As long as during the times that you're eating food, during those hours that you're eating, as long as you're eating enough calories, enough healthy fats, enough proteins, enough vegetables, then it is safe to intermittent fast every day if you want to for the 16-hour period. It's safe to intermittent fast the 16-hour period every day if you want. You don't have to, but you can do it every day. As long as, like I said, during that period that you're eating, those few hours that you're eating, you are getting all of your nutrients that you need. Typically what I do is I will stop eating my meals in the evenings by about 7 or 8 o'clock. And then I'll intermittent fast until lunchtime the next day to hit my 16 hours. So I just skip breakfast every day. I still eat my lunch like normal. I eat a good healthy amount of foods for lunch, healthy fats, my vegetables, plenty of vegetables, my proteins. I get all of that in my lunch. Then I'll wait 2 or 3 hours and I'll eat my dinner. I'll get all of those in for my dinners. I'll finish my dinners by 7 or 8 o'clock at night, and then I won't eat again until lunchtime around noon or so, noon or 1 the next day. So that for me is the best way to intermittent fast. It still counts while you're sleeping as fasting because you're still not eating. So that's why a lot of times people can make it the 16 hours without any problem if they do it overnight. Anyway, so that's what I recommend, is doing the eating until 7 or 8 in the evening. Stopping then, don't snack at night, make it all night, and the next morning skip your breakfast and then eat your lunch, and that'll be a good amount of time. Then you can eat lunch and dinner just like normal. Now, how to start intermittent fasting. Obviously just stop eating. Obviously just quit eating, but there are some things to do before you quit. So like your last meal of the evening, if you're going to intermittent fast overnight, like I suggest, like I do, your last meal for your dinners, you need to eat a higher fiber content. So more vegetables than you would normally eat in a meal are a good thing, because fiber helps you stay full longer, have that feeling of satiety. Is that the word, satiety? Anyway, feel satiated longer, you feel full longer, so the fiber helps you to stay full feeling longer, so you can make it longer on your fast. So higher amounts of fiber, the night before with your dinner before you start to fast. Also, make sure you eat a lot of good healthy fats in that last one. The good healthy fats helps your body produce more ketones when you're in ketosis, and so in the morning when you need to burn, your body will start, when it's burning the fats, will start burning the ketones and the fats in there more, and so that is what helps you to sculpt your body better during the intermittent fasting and help to burn the fats better. If you eat more fats in the night before you stop eating your meals for the 16 hours for your dinner, if you eat more fats, it's better for you. And then make sure you get protein. Make sure you get some kind of protein with your meal that evening. Now, how long to fast, we discussed a little bit earlier. If you're wanting to do body recomposition, which is burning more fats to make areas of your body leaner, then the 16 hours is good, and eat the other 8 hours. And then if you're wanting to if you're wanting the mental clarity, the cellular rejuvenation, where your new cells are eating the older cells and getting rid of those, then you want to do at least 20 hours or more is going to be good for that. You can do 24 to 48. I wouldn't do 48-hour fasts more than once a month, once every 3 months or so. It's just your body doesn't need it that often, and it's not, it's a little harder to do, so it's a little harder on you. Now, what can you consume while, and I'm looking at my notes here, I don't want to miss anything for you guys. What can you consume during a fast? While you're fasting, those hours that you are not eating anything, what can you consume? The safest things are water. Obviously, your body needs lots of water while you're fasting. The second thing is you can consume coffee, as long as there's absolutely nothing in it. No sugars, no fats, no oils, no butters, nothing in it, just plain black coffee. You can consume that, and actually there are studies that show if you consume just straight black coffee while you're intermittent fasting, the caffeine in the coffee actually helps and benefits your fasting. It helps and benefits your body to drink it while you're doing intermittent fasting. So coffee is perfectly fine as long as you don't add anything to it. And then tea, any kind of tea, black tea, green tea, white tea, any of those teas are fine, just don't add anything to it. So no bulletproof coffees, no bulletproof teas, no sugar substitutes, no creams, none of that kind of stuff to them. You have to do them without. So water, coffee, and tea are the only things while you're fasting that are okay to do, and you can do as much of those as you'd like. Now, let me move on to the next. When you're done with your fast, when you're breaking your fast, what I suggest, if you have made your own bone broth, if you're one of those people that has bone broth or has made your own bone broth and you consume that on a regular basis, the first thing I would do is drink some bone broth when you're first breaking your fast. So like lunch the next day, the first thing I would do is about a half a cup of bone broth, drink it first. There's a lot of things behind that and reasons that benefits and helps. A lot to do with your gut health and some of the things that break down in your gut when you're fasting. The bone broth just helps to replenish some of that before you put food back into your stomach. So bone broth is great to start with. After that, though, what I would put in, anything is fine to eat after that. Now, obviously, I wouldn't start with a high carb thing, a high carb meal. Don't eat a lot of carbs or a lot of sugars or any of that. Of course, if you're on a ketogenic lifestyle, you're not going to be doing that anyway. But don't combine fats with carbs for your first meal after fasting. Carbs cause an insulin spike in your body. Obviously, anybody that's followed the ketogenic lifestyle for a while probably already knows that, but carbs cause an insulin spike, which makes your cells in your body open up more when you eat carbs. Your insulin spikes, which opens your cells in your body, and then when your cells are open, if you eat fat in conjunction with the carbs, then the fat is going to be stored in the cells when they close back up, and you don't want that. You want the fat to just be kind of floating around your body, so to speak, so that they can be burned first and be gotten rid of. So don't eat fats and carbs together for your first meal. So if you want to do proteins and fats, if you want to do proteins and carbs, you're fine. just not carbs and fats together for your first meal when you break your fast. So just remember that. And then a couple of different questions that have come up. People that work out while they're intermittent fasting, people that have a regular exercise routine, when and how to do that. The best time to work out is actually during a fast. Your body is in fat burning mode, and so it's just better because it's going to help burn more fat if you're working out and exercising, and also build muscle quicker. So I suggest doing it while you're fasting. So like if you eat dinner and then you're fasting until lunch, when you get up in the morning, do your exercise or your workout routine. That'll be a good time to do it. Some people wait until the end of their fasting to do it. For me, I would say that's going to be harder, or a little more challenge, because you're going to be your body is going to have burned through most of your stores of energy by then. You're going to feel a little weaker, be hungry and weaker feeling, and it's going to be harder to get as good of a workout. But you can do it anytime during your fasting, whatever works best for you. Maybe you eat dinner and finish by 7. You wait till about 9 o'clock and decide you're going to work out then before you go to bed. That's fine. I just get a better benefit from it if I do it in the mornings, after I've been fasting for several hours. So we discussed prolonged fasting and how it's going to make it sharper, make your mind sharper, your mental clarity and focus better, so we don't need to go over that again. There are different kinds of fasting. There's a liquid fast you can do where you're kind of recouping your digestive system. If your digestive system has had some issues, or had kind of a breakdown, or had kind of you've maybe eaten something that you shouldn't have, eaten a carb or sugar that's really upset your stomach or torn it up a little, so to speak. You can do liquid fasting where you do nothing but drink during a certain amount of hours. For that, I suggest doing a liquid fast for 24 hours at least, to give your body, your stomach, time to recoup. You can do as much as 48 hours on a liquid fast. Liquid fast is obviously not a lot of carbs and sugar, but anything that you can do on a ketogenic lifestyle that's liquid, you're welcome to do on that. Tea, coffee, water, bone broth, smoothies if you're making healthy ketogenic safe smoothies. Smoothies are good. Anything liquid you can do on a liquid fast. And like I said, 24 hours at least, 24 to 48 is good to help your stomach kind of rebuild your digestive system there. So that's fine. You can do a dry fast. There are some people that do dry fasting. I highly recommend doing a lot of research on dry fasting before you start doing any of those. A dry fast is where you don't eat or drink anything for extended periods of time. Not drinking for extended periods of time can be very dangerous. It can be done successfully if you know what you're doing and do it in a safe way. So I don't recommend dry fasting unless you've done lots of research first and know what you're doing. Talk to your doctor, make sure that they say it's safe for you with any conditions or anything you might have. But you can safely dry fast. If you do the research, I would only suggest maybe once every 3 to 6 months dry fasting, because it is very hard on your system. It does have some good benefits, but it's very hard on your system. So I don't recommend it. Just for reference, between women and men, the difference: women are going to have a little harder time with intermittent fasting, just because your bodies are geared and designed to grow another human being, to carry a child, and so your body kind of has that ingrained in it, that it needs to make sure it knows where more food is coming from, make sure it has food and energy stored for when you have children, or when you are going to be in those prime times of your life. So your body is going to react harder to intermittent fasting, in the sense that you're going to get stronger food cravings, stronger hunger cravings while you're intermittent fasting. Yay, lucky us. So it's not dangerous at all. It's not any worse than men intermittent fasting. It's just you could have a lot stronger cravings, so just be prepared for that. A lot of women start out shorter amount of times, intermittent fasting periods of time. So like you may do 12-hour fasting first and then eat during the next 12, and then you may move up to 14-hour fasting, and eat for 10 hours, or you don't have to eat the whole 10 hours, but eat your meals during the 10-hour period, and then slowly creep up to 16-hour and 18-hour and 20-hour fasts as your body gets more used to it and you're more used to the signs and symptoms. While you're intermittent fasting, the hunger pains and the hunger feelings and the growling and the stuff that you're going to get, perfectly normal, perfectly okay. It doesn't mean it's dangerous. It doesn't mean it's not good for you. It's just your body's way of processing the fact that you've eaten these same times every day for so long. It's not it's telling your system that it's time again to eat, because that's what you're used to. If you hold out and just wait it out, your body will stop those hunger pains. It will subside after usually a few minutes. Some people it takes a little longer, and then your body will start pulling from its stores. So it's perfectly fine and normal to have those, but just stick them out and they'll go away. And that's perfectly fine. So men usually don't have near the trouble with fasting or the hunger cravings as women. Their bodies just don't have that in there that holds on to, wanting to hold on to that food and that energy store for possible later use. Now, some myths that I can debunk quickly, and then we'll get off of here. You will not lose muscle during intermittent fasting. It does not cause you to lose muscle mass, muscle tone, any of that. It does not cause that. You won't slow your metabolism on intermittent fasting as long as you keep your calories up. As long as you stay on the same amount of calories during just those 2 meals that you're eating a day, then your metabolism is not going to change. Your metabolism will not slow down at all. During the fasting period, of course, it may slow down a little bit burning, but as soon as you start eating again, it's right back to the same metabolism you were at. So you don't have to worry about that during intermittent fasting. When to take your supplements. If you're taking vitamins or supplements, I highly suggest taking those during your eating periods, not during your fasting, because some of those supplements contain sugars and carbs and things that are going to cause your insulin to spike and your body to start thinking it's got food again, for a lack of better words. So I would suggest saving those, because that will break your fast. If you take those in and your insulin spikes, that breaks your fast. So wait to do your supplements during those times that you're eating. Also, sometimes if you take your supplements and your vitamins on empty stomach, it can cause you to have stomach problems, like upset stomach or pains in your stomach. Oh, there's my dog again. So I would wait till during the time you're eating your food, your meals normally, and not during your fasting. And then drinking alcohol. You cannot drink alcohol during a fast. You can. It's going to cause some troubles. There are a lot of scientific things behind that I'm not going to get into right now, but alcohol, when you consume alcohol, your body instantly starts to burn and break down the alcohols before it does anything else. So your body, if you're fasting and you drink alcohol while you're fasting, your body's going to use all of its energy and resources to break down that alcohol instead of breaking down the fat. So you're going to defeat the purpose of intermittent fasting, for one. For two, as soon as you consume that alcohol and it hits your stomach, your insulin's going to spike and you've broken your fast anyway. So you're not going to get any of the benefits from fasting. So just don't consume alcohol while you're fasting. If you want to consume alcohol, or you're going to be going out in an evening and drinking, just do your fasting during the day instead of at night. Start your fasting at 11 or 12 one night after you've already done your drinking or gone out for the night, and just fast during most of the next day. And then once the 16 or 18, whatever hours you're doing is up, then start eating again. But I do not recommend drinking alcohol while you're doing intermittent fasting. Now, intermittent fasting is something that you can do that can definitely benefit you. It's not something you have to do, but you can. I do it on a regular basis. I know people that don't do keto that just daily intermittent fast, and it helps them be able to eat what they want, but still stay at a healthy weight or lose weight and tone. Since I have been intermittent fasting, I've seen a huge change in my fat loss, in my sculpting. My body is sculpted since I've stopped kind of losing weight as far as on my keto journey. I've started like I said before, exercising and intermittent fasting to help tone and sculpt muscles shrinks my skin, my loose skin up. I've seen it help with my muscle tone quite a bit. My mind is sharper. I feel better. So it's definitely been worth it for me. If you have any questions or comments, post them below. And if you haven't already liked or shared, please do so. I will have more videos coming up this weekend, hopefully. Have a great weekend. Love you guys. Be blessed. Bye-bye.